Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via, and it is March 30th, 2021. We're going to start in the ordinary fashion, lying on the floor, supine, knees bent, or your knees can be bent and your feet up on a chair or a couch or a box. And just watching your breath, welcoming your breath. And feeling the air around you, feeling the floor underneath you. Feeling grateful for this day and this class, and thanking yourself for coming here so you could take care of yourself. And we're going to start with vagus nerve reset. You can leave your hands where they are beside you, or you can bring your hands underneath your head. This is just one of the things this does is open up the chest and the breath. And without moving anything else, it's shifting your eyeballs all the way to the right. And waiting for an involuntary sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. And come back to the center if you haven't already, and switch to the other side. Eyeballs shifting to the left, nothing else. Waiting for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Do this 2 more times. Right, left, right, left. If you are stressed, this is a good way to de-stress. Finish up. And now we're going to do the head ramping move. I want you to, you have a choice. You can put your hands behind your head. You can bring your hands, you can keep your hands at your side if you want. You could put your hands up in a cactus pose or a cowboy pose and see if they'll go all the way to the floor. My right arm will not go to the floor. It doesn't have that range of motion yet, but if yours doesn't, you could put something under it so that you're resting your arm on something. So coming up into cowboy pose, putting your tongue at the front of the roof of your mouth, between that seam between the teeth and the roof, pressing it in. And now pressing your occipital ridge into either the therapy balls or the floor. And your chin tucks. And you wait for a couple breaths. And then release that and repeat that 4 more times. And whenever you're finished, just come into a breathing practice. Let's do rib cage breathing this time and start by digging your fingers into the underneath of your bottom of your ribs and just poking and releasing any stuckness, stickiness where the diaphragm meets the rib cage. And go do that a couple times along the edge. Underneath edge of your rib cage. And then start your rib cage breathing. You can put your hands around the rib cage, thumb down, fingers up, and just breathing. This is a diaphragm breath. So you're not, the abdomen is not moving. You're focusing on the breath moving in the rib cage. And when your inhale expands the rib cage side to side and up, back and front. And just make these long, slow, deep rib cage breaths. And 2 more breaths. Let's do hypopressive now. We'll do the basic hypopressive with, and then the extended leg hypopressive. With your knees bent, your heels on the floor, your toes toward the ceiling. Your arms, start with your arms hugging a tree in front of your chest, and then flip your hands and press your hands toward the ceiling and your shoulders and your scapula into the floor. Taking 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. No breath. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Go ahead and relax your arms. Inhale and exhale. Come on down, extend your legs.
Via, you're a little muffled.
I'm a little muffled.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to take I was using my headphones because Caitlin had told me she thought they would improve my volume. I think they won't improve my volume. So I'm going to take
Volume's fine. You're just muffled.
Huh. Oh, okay. Well, see if this is better.
Yeah, that is better.
Okay. Right leg crosses over the left. Remember, you're still dorsiflexing, so the toes are coming towards the face now. Arms overhead, hug a tree. Stack your hands. So the left hand is on top, and then bring them overhead. And bow. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Another one. Inhale. And exhale. Go out. Hold your breath out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And go ahead and switch sides. So left ankle over right. Remember, your feet are dorsiflex, the toes coming towards your knees. Arm up, stack the right hand on top, arms overhead. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. At the end of the exhale, hold your breath out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Go ahead and relax. Arms down. We're going to come up to standing for footwork. Starting with therapy ball footwork.
You
So
want it right on my foot again?
I think yes, because Kathleen may have forgotten.
I know them by heart now.
What? You know it by heart?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know it by heart, but yeah. Okay, using, I'd like to use a plus therapy balls. I hope you brought your therapy balls to Seattle, Kathleen. Standing and standing near something so that in case you lose your balance, you'll have something to, a safe point. In the first position, Kathy's writing all the positions on. So, okay, second, you got the second, the third is lower below the second, the third is below the second. So your second one is really
Oh,
up. It's in the middle of the arch. And then the third one is just below the heel.
I guess I didn't know them.
The fourth one is to the outside of the foot in the center. The fifth one is to the inside of the foot center. And the sixth one is just below. So two, three, and no, is it two, 4, and 5 should probably be just a little lower so that they're in the center of your arch because see, you don't even have room for the 6. Anyway, so, but it's not, it gives you an idea. You're going to start with location number 1, which is at the middle front of your arch. Heels on the floor. You're going to time these for 30 seconds. So just breathing. Don't move the ball. At this point, I might add, well, I'll do that later, so it'll be separate. This is called the 6-point foot release with a therapy ball. Location number 2 is down to the center of the arch. You're working along the plantar fasciitis arch. No, the plantar fascia arch. Plantar fasciitis is the itis. People can get an inflamed arch. Okay, location number 3 is at just in front of the heel or the calcaneus. This is like a high heel. Next one is you go back up to the middle and then to the outside of the foot. So it's in the middle on the outside. We're going to do some more after this set. We're going to do a few more things with the balls in a tote, and we're going to get at the real outside edge of the foot. Go across to the inside of the foot. Number 5. And then go up above that, just below the big toe mound. Okay, come off of the balls on this side, walk around a little bit, see if you can notice the difference between the right and the left. And then start on the other side. The first position is just below in the middle, below the metatarsal mound, all of the toes. Number 2, right in the middle of the plantar arch. Number 3, just a little farther down, just in front of the heel, or the calcaneus, which is the heel bone. It's a bone. It actually moves a little bit. So you're not moving, you guys. This is compression. This is not rolling or rocking anywhere. It's a static stretch. Number 4, come up to the center again, and then to the outside of the foot. If you want to wake up your brain, do this footwork. Okay, the next one is the inside of the foot. So cross over, inside. middle. And then just go up a little farther to just below the big toe mound. This is the last of the 6-point series. And then come on off your ball. And you can walk around and see how that feels. And then we're going to do something, we're going to add on to this foot series with put your ball back in the tote. 2 balls. And then stand and put the outside edge of the foot in the groove between the 2 balls and roll back and forth along. This should feel really good along the outside edge. So the foot is actually on its side and you're rolling along the side. Can you bring your big toe up toward the ceiling? That whole side of the foot up toward the ceiling? And now the next thing we're going to do is the inside of the foot. Try to get the inside of the foot. You might have to hold on to something because this is you're totally unstable here. So, but this should feel actually pretty good. And it's a place that we don't often get, and we can take advantage of that groove between the balls to get at it.
You could do this sitting probably.
You could do this sitting. Actually, maybe it'd be easier sitting. Back and forth, all the way along that edge. Edginess, this is foot edge, foot edges. Go ahead and switch to the other side. I didn't time on the first side. I think I'll time on this side. So you're on the outside edge of your foot. If this is hard for you to do standing, why don't you try it seated? And then switch to the inside edge. And let's add right here to the 3-way ankle stretch. So find your half round. And you still are going to need a safe point nearby. And the first thing you're going to do, Kathy's, your leg can be your left foot can be parallel to the right foot, but Kathy's putting hers out of the way so you can see what she's doing. So the first thing you're going to do once you put the top of your foot, the front of your foot on the top of the half round, is to fold forward at the ankle. This is ankle flexion. Fold forward at the ankle, and you're just going to, it's almost a bounce. You're going to come forward and then do it again. Keep repeating. And be sure that the knee is not the initiator of this move. It's an ankle movement. Flexion at the ankle. Forward flexion at the ankle. Come back. And now stay in the same position. And now you're going to flex forward and then a little bit to the outside of the foot. So it's a slightly different forward flexion. And then come on back, and now you're going to flex forward, but this time it's flexing forward and a little bit inward. The ankle is mainly a forward moving joint, but there's a little bit of play, and we're playing at these edges, outside and inside edges of the ankle. Make them stronger and more mobile. Go ahead and switch to the other side. This is forward flexion at the ankle on the half round. If you don't have a half round, you can use a thin brick or a fat book.
A thick book or
Thin brick. Yeah. Well, a 4-inch brick is too high. Okay, come on back. Now this time you're going to go towards the outside. Let's see, the outside of the inside. Let's start at the inside of the foot.
inside, okay.
It does, I think I reversed it, but it doesn't matter, obviously.
As long as you cover them all.
Yeah, as long as I get all three angles, and the forward angle, the forward inward angle, which we're doing now, and then the forward outside angle. If you feel this in your knee, you're going too far. And now outside, forward outside. And come on out of that. Lie on your back. Before we do anything else, just hug your right knee to your chest, and while you're lying on your back, and circle your ankles. but you're going to need a brick. You're going to need a brick in a minute. And I'll tell you another, after you do the Apanasana, this is Apanasana, hugging your knee, and then while you're here, circling your ankle. Make sure you're circling at the ankle, not the foot. Just one at a time, Kathy. Just Apanasana. This is actually Arda Apanasana, half of it. So hugging one knee, circling, circle the other direction. And then switch sides. The right leg can extend, the left leg, you can extend your leg along the floor or bend it if it's uncomfortable to extend. But the Apanasana, which is a knee hug, the opposite leg is straight. Like that. Circle. And circle the other direction. And then go ahead and get your strap. We're going to do the leg stretch series a little bit different today, and we're going to add something. What I'd like you to do is put, so your right leg is going to go up to the ceiling with a strap, but the left leg is going to be at the wall with the, at your wall with the toes straight up, pressing on the wall. So your leg is extended, straight. It's not, it's straight in front of you. It's not out to the side. Where's my strap? Hold on, I gotta get my strap. So, Kathy, can you put your opposite foot? Now, is that straight in front of you? Because it doesn't look straight.
Yes, it is because yeah, I had the angle differently.
Okay. Yeah, it's a camera angle problem.
I can move my computer. Let me do that.
So while you have your leg straight up, your right leg straight up, you have your other leg pressing into the wall. It's called a closed chain, basically. We're going to stay here for 40 seconds. Some of you are already doing it, so there's a little more time on this side. If you need to, you can bend your knee a little bit. If your hamstring is tight, you can bend your knee. Starting now. Oh, good. Don't bend the knee on the floor, Kathy. Have that straight and pressing into the wall. This just adds a dimension to this. Everything else is the same. All of those benefits plus the benefit of a closed chain, pressing your left foot into the wall. You should actually feel more, you should feel a stretch in the psoas on that side. You may feel your abdominals kicking in a little more. And then the next thing you're going to do is take this leg out to the outside. And remember, this right leg out to the right. Remember that you can not take it out any further than you can still keep your both hips aligned on the floor. So that for me, that's very small. It's much smaller than Kathy's. If you start to feel your left hip lifting, just bring your right leg up a little bit to feel both hips, both pelvis, sides of the pelvis on the floor. Pressing the left foot into the floor, into the wall. Okay, we're going to add something. We're going to add something new. It's leg stretch number 3. I want you to try to do this Well, just follow my directions. So now you're going to take your left leg, the one that's on the wall with the toes straight up. And you're going to take the toes straight sideways along the floor,
Which way, left or right?
left. And then you're going to bring your right leg across and your right hip lifts up and your hips are stacked. It's a sideline pose.
Okay.
With your legs straight out. It has a strap on it. It's
Oh.
straight out in front of you, as if you were, it's a splits. It's the splits. So press your left leg into the wall. Your right leg comes up and over. Your hips are stacked. This is a side lying pose. And then if you can, go ahead and press at your hip and try to lengthen away from the pelvis, away from the rib cage, just by grabbing onto your hip with your right hand and pressing it down. You aren't going to be able to see Kathy doing that. But if you imagine doing that, it's going to lengthen, because one of the problems with this pose, and one of the reasons I don't do it, is you can crunch round it's easy to round the pelvis, and I don't want you to round the pelvis. Come on back. Other side. This one, you'll grow to like this one, I think. Other side, right foot on the wall, closed chain, left foot in the air with a strap. The left leg is the one you can bend. The right leg should be straight along the floor, pressed into the wall. Just breathing. This pose does so many things, including building new bone. But it's a hip opener. You can feel the hamstring stretching. You can put your tongue, any of these exercises, you can put your tongue at the seam where the teeth and the top of the roof of the mouth come together, meet. Just to start to exercise the muscles under the chin. Take the leg out to the side. Remember, don't look at Kathy. I think most of you will not get out as far as Kathy. Some of this, why is it that some of you can and some of you can't get out this far? Some of it has to do with muscles, and that will change. Those muscular skeletal system. But some of it has to do with your bones, your pelvis, yes, tabulum, how, Kathy may have a shallow cup for her hip bone, and that allows her to go all the way out like this. So don't feel like you're trying to get there, because that may not be a place you can get to. Come on back. We're going to do leg stretch number 3, and you're going to roll onto your side. Your right foot is still pressing into the wall, but the toes, the outside edge of the foot is along the wall. The leg comes over, the hips stack, press on the top of the pelvis to push the pelvis away from the waist and lengthen the side of your body. And you may get your leg all the way down to the floor, your left leg, or you may not. Press your right leg into the floor, into the wall. Okay. Come on up to standing. So, back bend at the wall, spine twist at the wall, and side bend at the wall. Remember the back bend? Or the chest opener? If it's hard to do on the wall behind, with your arms up overhead behind you, you could do it on a chair. Back to the wall, arms up and over. Make sure that your hips stay lined up with your knees and your ankles. Stay here and breathe. We're timing this. This is a bone builder pose. The leg stretches are bone building also. Come on out of that. We're going to do a spine twist on the wall. Right shoulder at the wall first, right leg forward, left leg back. Then bend your elbows and rotate your spine. So the spine is rotating. And Kathy is rotating to the right. And the hips stay forward. And breathe and allow your arms to support you and even maybe increase your twist. If you have a door jamb, maybe you can be in the door jamb like Caitlin demonstrated last class. And let the door jamb create a structure for your arms. Come on out of that. We'll do it to the other side. Left leg forward, right leg back. Bend your arms, rotate, spinal rotation to the left. Come on out of that. Come back. We're going to do a side bend at the wall. Find a thick brick. And stand with your inside leg on the brick. You're standing sideways to the wall. Inside, let's see. No, is it? No, let's see here. I'm trying to think of which leg. Yeah, your inside leg is on the brick. Your other leg crosses over. And your outside arm goes up and over. See how aligned, try to keep aligned as if you're moving between two panes of glass. The cross leg allows your hip to round out to it makes more of a C curve. Makes more of a side bend. I'm just staying here and breathing. And while you're here, just stand on the brick and then dangle your right leg. This is called a pendulum. Dangle it. It's not really, you're not moving it very much. You're just allowing it to swing. And then switch sides. Cross your right ankle in front of your left. Side bending, it's called boomerang in the yoga tune-up land. Side bending and breathing, finding as much of a side bend as you can. The crossed ankles help you do that. And now stay there and pendulum. Just allow the swinging leg, the leg that is not standing on a block, allow it to dangle and move back and forth. This actually creates some space in your hips, in the hip socket. It's really good for people who have, have tight hips or have artificial hips. And then stop that and find your way onto your back for Yoga Nidra, 61-point meditation, guided meditation. Find your way onto your back. You may want to cover yourself up. This is for some people in this class, this is the favorite of the class. If you miss the first 55 minutes and you get here, you'll get this last 5 minutes. And you will benefit. I'm going to lead you through 61 points on your body. Do not move those places. Just move your mind. Starting with the breath, breathing in and out, and observing your abdomen as it rises and falls. Now bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes your 61-point guided yoga nidra meditation. Go ahead and extend your legs along the mat. Bring your arms overhead by your ears. Start to wiggle and stretch, wiggle and stretch, stretch your legs in one direction, your arms in the other, creating space between the rib cage and the pelvis, more space. It's called the waist. Lengthen your waist. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists, one direction and then the other. And now hug your right knee into your chest. This is called Arda Apanasana in yoga. Try to keep your hips on the floor, so don't round your pelvis. Keep the hip flat on the floor. And then hug the other side. Arda means half Apanasana, half knee hug. And then hug both knees to your chest. Apanasana, full Apanasana. And then rock your knees from side to side. You should feel a nice stretch along the waist, along the lower back. And then whenever you're ready, just roll all the way to one side. Your bottom arm is a pillow, your left hand, palm on the floor, pressing into the floor. Push yourself up into seated. Try not to round your back. Unmute yourself. I'm going to remove the spotlight on Kathy and choose gallery. You may want to choose gallery too. Hold on. Let me change everything here. It's better. Bring your hands to your heart. Press forcefully. Press your hands together. See if you can find your scapula. And now let that go, soften all of that. So you have just a soft prayer pose. And then lift your, the base of your skull up away from your shoulders. Don't use your shoulders, don't use your traps to do that. Just the spine and lifting off the spine so that your skull can roll forward, nod, bow, roll forward while your spine, cervical spine stays straight. Nodding, bowing, acknowledging the light in each of us. And acknowledging that we are all one light. And we'll close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Wow.
Thanks, Mom.